One night, when the silence of our small town was darker than usual, we sat in my dimly lit room whispering about the one thing that had haunted our curiosity for months. The dark web, the place where horror lives and shadows breathe, where whispers become screams, where every forbidden desire of humanity festers like an open wound. And though none of us had a laptop to explore it, fate twisted when my best friend, whose father was immensely rich, won first place in a prestigious racing competition, and his father, proud and careless, gifted him a sleek new laptop with all the latest specs, a gleaming machine that seemed to throb with temptation. And that was the spark that lit our reckless journey, for we gathered at his place one evening under the guise of gaming. But our true intention was to push past the veil and see what secrets the dark web hid. Our voices trembling as we whispered about red rooms, cursed marketplaces, stolen identities, and illegal horrors too, unspeakable to even imagine. Our hands shaking as we downloaded, tore, and followed guides written by strangers with warnings we should have heeded, for each line seemed to drip with the sinister. Enter only if you're ready to lose your soul. Yet curiosity is a hunger, and hunger makes men blind, so we clicked deeper and deeper through the onion layers until the safe world of YouTube and Instagram felt like a memory fading into the mist. And then it began. First, the chat rooms filled with faceless usernames offering drugs, weapons, fake passports. Then came the encrypted markets where human organs were listed like cattle. And then a link, innocuous at first, titled The Door, pulsing red against the black screen as if it were alive. And though my friend begged me to wait, my hand, possessed by something darker than desire, clicked it, and the screen dissolved into a grainy live feed of a dark, concrete room, chains rattling in the background, a single chair bolted to the floor, and the chat exploding with anonymous viewers cheering for something we did not yet understand. And then a figure appeared. Hooded, tall, faceless, carrying tools that glinted under a dim, swinging bulb. And in the chair was a girl, gagged, trembling, eyes wide with terror that pierced through the screen straight into our souls. And though we screamed for my friend to close the laptop, he froze pale, like prey staring into the eyes of a predator, as the hooded figure turned directly toward the camera as if he knew we were watching, lifting a finger to his lips in a shushing motion. And then he spoke in a distorted voice that vibrated through the speakers. "Welcome, new viewers, we've been waiting for you." And my stomach turned cold as the chat began to spam our location, our names, my friend's father's name, things no one should have known, and suddenly the stream cut to black, replaced by words dripping in crimson. "Do not leave, we see you." But panic erupted and we slammed the laptop shut, breathing heavy, our ears ringing, and for a moment silence filled the room except for our pounding hearts. But then my friend's phone buzzed, a notification from an unknown number that simply said, "Run." And before we could process, we heard the faintest knock at the door downstairs, slow, deliberate, like something out of a nightmare, and his father's voice called out, but it wasn't his father's tone. It was hollow, stretched, almost inhuman, and then the power went out, plunging us into blackness, leaving only the faint glow of the laptop that had turned itself back on, showing the same room, the same chair, but now empty, the chains swinging as though someone had just escaped. And then the camera angle shifted, showing us, sitting in the darkness, our faces pale and horrified, streaming live to an audience of thousands typing yes, 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 in a frenzy of bloodlust. And that was when we realized the horror was no longer behind the screen. It was with us, around us, inside the house, watching, hunting, and no matter how fast we ran, how many times we tried to smash the laptop, it always reappeared, glowing on, pulling us deeper into its curse. And as I type this, telling you our story, I know they're still watching me through the black corners of my room. And if you are reading this, if you feel curiosity clawing at your chest to explore the dark web, let this be your warning. Stay away. Don't click. Don't search, because once you look into the abyss does not just look back. It follows, it hunts, it never lets go. And before you scroll away thinking this is just another story, remember this. The next knock you hear in the dead of night may not be from someone you know, but from the ones who saw you here, who saw you reading this, who are waiting for you to look into their feed. And when you do, it will already be too late. So like this story, if your heart is still beating, subscribe if you want protection, because maybe the only thing keeping them from choosing you next is how many eyes are on us together, keeping the shadows distracted, giving me just enough time to write these words before they come back for me again.